universally known champion. So how does this end in any other way other than another win for the champ?
If you have upset hopes in this case, Jim, it's probably not looking good. Look, when you look across the categories, Klitschko is just so dominant in each one when facing off here against Jennings. I think the best he's unbeaten, doesn't know how to lose yet. Very athletic, is a Philadelphia fighter. You know, he's going to give you it's going to be a game, it's going to be tough. But when Klitschko gets behind that jab, when he starts working you over, when he starts unleashing that right hand, he's already showed it all. Yeah. So I think in this fight, the onus is to just stay out of trouble. Jennings not a big puncher, but to Bryant's credit, he understands. He told me his best chance is going to be get in there and land that one big punch. He's predicting a knockout. I mean, what else can you ask him for him to come in there and try to win like that?
All right, I tried with Bryant. I'll try with ESPN Boxing Insider Dan Rafael. Deontay Wilder became the first American heavyweight in a long time to win a world title. So how can Jennings,
who, you know, to his credit, was the mandatory challenger for Deontay Wilder, but elected to not pursue that fight because he was offered the optional defense by Klitschko, where he can make a lot more money and also it will win. I mean, look, I mean, no disrespect to anybody. I mean, and it's not a disrespect to Bryant Jennings or Deontay Wilder, but we're talking about Klitschko. He's the best heavyweight of his generation by far and away. And the reality is, when Deontay Wilder won the belt that he won, he got it from Underdog. We all know it. It's a big uphill battle. You know, look, it's not everyone is made to be the heavyweight champ of the world. Right now, it's Klitschko, and everybody else is a distant second.
Sometimes when a fighter is so dominant, it gets a little boring. So I'm trying to spice things up a little bit here. But what, Brian? What else?
You know, and really just not look old. At 39, he has really stayed so close to his prime. It's to his commitment and keeping his body in top shape, to taking each matchup so seriously. So Jim, just move the chains, move it closer to maybe that down the road showdown with Deontay Wilder, which I think a lot of us
reference. Like,
you know, I do watch other sports sometimes, Jim.
Yeah. Very rarely.
Very rarely.
Hey, Dan.
Likely would be Klitschko's next fight, probably sometime, you know, at the end of the summer, early fall.
Brian, of course, is a big Tyson Fury guy, right? You've been talking him up for years.
Give him the mic. Let him
that doesn't belong there. Tyson Fury is a very strong, solid contender. He has a good fan following. He's in some fun fights. He'll talk up a storm leading into the fight, and it would certainly be a major
fight for the champ.
Well, most likely, if he takes care of his business against Bryant Jennings, his next fight will be one of his mandatory defenses, which is a very attractive fight, as it turns out. It's against Tyson Fury, who's next in line for one of the belts, and that would be a very big fight. It's one of the times where you see a mandatory